Forged in the lockdown! Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the Unfathomable quiz. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find. And with any luck, my guests will be able to answer all of them. No. Okay, firstly, half the panel are watching TV at the same time. So you will get breaking news when it happens.
I'm counting on you to tell me, Dave. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't even have TV.
And I also need to answer Mark's question from earlier. I already had a green sweater because I used to play Ingress. Today we have got with us a very, very stoned Dave. I wish.
Happy 420, everyone.
We've got
420.
We've got Godless Scummer.
Ahoy.
We've got Jenny Morgan.
Good evening, everyone.
We've got Uhan.
Hi.
I don't know what orders are on screen. We've got Jenny.
Greetings, everyone.
And we have got Esther, the African Humanist.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
How are you all doing? Are you all looking forward to the bonfire that's apparently meant to happen later?
Oh boy.
Sadly, Dave, you know that's not the news story I'm following at the moment.
Shut the fuck up, Jeff. I swear to
Wait. Jeff, what did you just say? Jeff, have you seen Uhan's latest avatar?
No, I haven't.
Do you have?
Put it back. Where'd it go?
Oh. He's gone and lost it. Some of us live here. It's a big country. Only a little bit of it's going to burn.
Oh,
yeah.
Some of us,
Places like fucking
very.
Atlanta, you know.
some of us are relatively close to Minneapolis. Don't talk that way.
Don't talk that way. Oh. Santi says, what's
Jenny,
going on?
where
I
are you
need to
free?
know. Right, what is going on is the
They're about
verdict.
to announce the verdict of the Chauvin trial. Chauvin, however you say it.
Oh, I was going to say George Floyd, given that I think it's his name that's relevant.
Yeah, well,
I pronounce it murdering scumball cop.
Mark says, I feel like the only one who chooses not to indulge in 420. I mostly don't because it's not available. Used to a lot. Would quite like to again a lot, but still not available.
I don't have a speck of it in my house.
I just don't do it.
It's all in the car.
you just say
No,
don't
no.
do it?
I just don't do it.
Oh, I thought you said don't do it. Okay, never mind.
Go on, Esther.
I'm spectacularly, I'm like sleepy stoned, okay? So, great.
What do you think it is?
What do I think? What
No.
is?
Esther asks what do you think it is?
I'm gonna say. I was asking. Is it what I think it is?
What do you think it is? Yes.
Yes.
The ganja.
I have a stormtrooper bowl. So, what can I say?
It's disturbingly legal in far too many places in the States. I can't believe they got half the damn country legalized before we got a hint of it.
It's not legal here in my state.
Well,
That's why you
You're
never
fine.
smoke.
but you live in a country that wants
Yes,
to kill trans
exactly.
people.
Yeah, but we don't live in a country that's decided it's all right to look up girls' skirts every time they want to check what they are.
Well, that's
You
not
see
the
that?
country. That's the
Oh,
state.
boy.
Yeah. So it's just Florida that goes that way.
No, Texas is going that way too now.
Texas is going that way too.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's cool.
Well, Ted Cruz is going to need a new job after his term is up. So
Yeah, we've been
He's
trying to
going
get
to be
rid of
offering
him
to
for a
do the
while.
inspections.
yeah, he's applying for that.
Oh,
I'm
Oh,
sure.
no.
so gross. The one in Florida failed. It did not pass, so that's good.
Oh,
Did it?
excellent.
I
Yeah.
thought You
In
could have sworn it
Florida,
passed.
not the one. There was another one that I think did pass. Well, the one in Florida didn't. So
These laws, they're in so many states being proposed right now, and I'm very nervous and scared about them. As someone many of them will apply to, but I heard a very interesting statistic that I was not aware of. It's, I guess, a fairly recent poll that says somewhere around 80% of the American public, Republicans and Democrats, want these bills to get shoved up somebody's butt. That they don't want them at all.
No,
So,
it's like with most of these things. It's a very, very small group of people that are unfortunately very influential. Right. Anyway, should we do some questions? Right. I don't even know what the. Oh, look at that. That's good. You know what? This first question could be very relevant. Question 1508. What is the loudest sound you have ever heard?
I would say when in the airplane, when it's going up or down, I'm not sure, but it's just so loud that you become completely deaf. You can't hear nothing.
Mhm.
Well, bearing in mind that I've been to see Motorhead on 6 occasions, I probably have to put that up there.
That bad? That.
Very loud.
Mine was a lightning strike right behind my house. It split a tree in half. It was pretty cool, actually. But it was like literally, you know how usually when you hear thunder, there's a difference in time. It wasn't. It was like the whole fucking house shook, and it was a huge crack. And then we looked in our backyard because we had an acre of land for our house, and then we had another acre behind us that was forest, and one near the very front was split down almost completely in half. So that was really loud.
Yandiri says thunder right up near the window. We had a house literally diagonal across the road that went up in flames due to a thunderstrike.
Wow.
Larry Letts says fuel air explosive test, China Lake, California, 91. Alias says SR-71 Blackbird flyby at the Oshkosh Air Show.
Oshkosh.
Oshkosh. Nerdy says me farting in the bath last night. What the hell are you eating? Mark says jet engine from about 20 meters to the side. Man, that was loud. Nerdy says the explosion Dave's yoga ball made. It wasn't that loud.
It was the yelp.
The yelp. That was louder. Never again says when you can feel the strike and the sound, you know it's loud.
What the ball didn't have in volume, it had in crowd entertainment, and that was a fairly loud noise.
Sarah says some dude running his car into the restaurant I was at. Julie says a tornado that went over our house.
Oh, wow. That's scary.
Oh my.
I'm freaking out.
Ginny?
Well, I used to live near a Air Force base, so I was going to say airplanes too, but now I would say the screams. I work in pediatric dentistry, so now I have to say the screams of children while getting treatment.
I love that your answer is the screams of children. That is my favorite answer of all on the
show. and we're laughing about it.
We're horrible people now.
Yo, I'm a mom. I can laugh at that shit, okay?
I started wearing earplugs now because
to drown. So you literally, when you go to work, you drown out the sound of screaming children.
Yeah, and on top of that, there's like, I guess you can say the white noise around us with all that. It doesn't help either.
You see what Nerdy's just put in the chat?
Where's Nerdy gone?
Yeah,
Maybe
there you
that
go.
time Amanda took my dick. Very good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to convince MathPig to get Ranty on. So we can discuss Mark Sargent with him.
Katz is a good record, actually, doesn't he? Because he's the one who convinced Seek Truth, Speak Truth that Flat Earth was bullshit, and he's been the one who's ranty as well. So
I'm
Katz
slightly irked that it's a photo from Southport that's done it, because I could have gone up and got one of them anytime.
And it's yeah, and it came from did it not come from Bev, that Flat Earther? Try thinking, Bev.
The second one did, yeah.
Yeah, fucking brilliant, perfect.
What you haven't explained what's going on here.
Ranty Flat Earth has had the globe demonstrated to him, and he now believes it.
Yep.
Due to a photo of Blackpool Tower against the hills of Cumbria.
Is the flat Earth thing still a thing?
I mean, like the
Yeah.
like the one that Miles Power did.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Never Again says, bummer when it hit the propane line and sets a fire like it did here. Lightning. Mark says, lightning so close is really freaky when you smell the ozone. They're talking about Animal Science TV says, I think the loudest thing I've heard was my friend's Brandon's drum set in his basement. Larry Lett says, F14 at idle is 114 decibels.
Decibels.
Decibels? Decibels? How do you want to say it? Mark says, children don't scream long, the oven door drowns them out.
Yeah,
Alias says, wait, do they work at Monsters Inc?
Oh man, we're off the air.
Hey, he didn't say what kind of kids, so we're still good.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm just. Never Again says, the Blue Angels used to set off sonic
sorry.
It's a good answer. Banter says, the fart sound when Critical Cripple fell through his ball. I've never fallen through my ball.
You sure?
Yes, very. I fell on the floor when my ball all of a sudden wasn't there.
Was that live? Could everyone see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we didn't see the ball. We saw him disappear.
You saw me disappear off camera.
Doing this, and then it was like.
We can I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure it is like one of the most watched videos.
It's the most watched video on my channel.
Yeah.
I'll send you, if you remind me later, I'll give you the link later.
I would love to see.
We laugh at Dave's unfortunes, and that's not the first time he got he got attacked by his lighting at one point.
That was more recently, and I'm not even 100% sure that's safe now. The air show was really loud. I've lost track of that. Chad says probably a gunshot with ear protector. Does it count? I don't know. Jenny.
Well, I see none of you are there to hear it, so I don't know how. It would have been my first orgasm, I guess.
What?
Jesus.
I don't believe it was that loud.
No, but my scream was. No, I would say the loudest noise I've ever heard was when I was working pit wall at a racetrack or Road America, and I'm on the main straight, and 15 to 20, full-throated, open exhaust V8s and V10s come running by at full speed, like 150, 160, 70 miles an hour. Yeah. It's pretty loud. I don't have a dB meter there, but it probably would have been pinned.
Larry Lett says, Krakatoa explosion is the loudest sound ever heard by humans in recorded history. Did anyone hear it?
Yeah.
Did you?
Not who survived.
Not me, but people did.
I said, did anyone hear it?
No.
Bearing in mind that was have to make some of these people, anyone here, like over 150 years old or something. So.
That was kind of my point.
Yeah.
If your response was, "What was that?" you survived.
Yeah. Uhan.
Well, I was gonna say lightning also, but mine was like I was outside. I think maybe I was like 10. We're outside in a park, a tree maybe a few 100 feet away. Lightning, explode. Couldn't hear for I don't even know how long after that. It was insane. But then Jenny reminded me of like I used to go to like those dirt race car tracks when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, those things all it takes is a couple minutes and you can't hear a damn thing.
Yep. That's why we wear earplugs and muffs.
Right. Oh. Did we get everyone's answer? Did Jenny answer?
Did we get yours?
Maybe.
Answer, Dave.
Oh, I don't know. Probably my music. That's Cass.
Oh. The sounds of Mandriff constantly telling you answer the fucking question, Dave.
That's pretty loud.
I did stand next to the speaker column at a Pink Floyd concert once. That was pretty fucking loud too.
Was anything loud after that?
No, I couldn't hear a thing. Not for days.
As I said earlier, I'll see your Pink Floyd and raise you one Motorhead.
Okay, I don't know them, but I'll trust you.
You don't know Motorhead?
No, I'm old.
Lemmy is God. You don't know this?
I'm old. I know Pink Floyd. I know Elvis Presley. Bing Crosby.
Crafty says flash bombs are the loudest thing I've ever heard. See, I'm trying to think. I think it might be a car crash. Because it rattled the house and it was down by the roundabout.
That's one way to describe this stream.
You know, I've seen lots and lots and lots of car crashes in my racing days and all this stuff. And something that happens, at least that it happens in my reality, I don't know if it happens for other people, but for me, anytime there's a car crash, for a moment before, maybe a tenth of a second, I'm going to say something, just because I didn't have a timer on it, there's dead silence, and then it happens.
All right. There are two problems with that. Right. Firstly, the first answer I'm going to give is that's the Matrix adjusting. The other answer is it's not that there is silence. That is all you remember.
Well,
I'm
sure.
Cuts out.
Yeah, it's some kind of brain trick.
Yeah.
And if Brief Rain Snacks happens to be in the chat. Anyways, I don't know. I wondered if it's a memory thing that you hear it, but the memory chops off the first part because it's too busy dealing with the intensity of the noise.
Well, it tries. No, what it's believed to be is your brain has a processor speed that it kind of works at, but that's assuming it's throwing 98% of it away. Okay, when something happens that you need to pay attention to, all of a sudden it dumps a load more sensory information at you for you to sort out, so time gets stretched and the sound doesn't fit with it.
Okay, I hear what you're saying.
Could I just point out that the loudest sound any of us might hear could happen during the stream, depending on which way this verdict goes?
Yeah. I want to know if Jenny can hear
pay
it.
attention to that, Dave.
Yeah.
Because
But
I
so's
don't have
Jenny.
the ability to focus on like so much going on. So
my TV is set up to do captions when it's on mute, so
yeah,
I can read that same sentence. So if I'm looking this way, that's what I'm doing, reading the captions.
Mark says, "What was the concert scene of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?" That was I can't remember the name of the band. You basically had to be on another planet, didn't you? To have it at a reasonable level.
Well, that's right. Yeah, I forget the name of the band now, but
I know, it's really annoying me. Animal Science says, I guess Krakatoa, eruption, blue whale, and the meteorite that killed the dinosaurs. See, one of those meteorites recently was very loud. I mean, they generally are.
Did you know
that one in Russia?
That there are no asteroids that will come close enough to possibly hit Earth in the next 100 years.
Of a certain size.
I heard that.
Well, yeah, something that would cause damage. An asteroid, though. Talking. So.
About moons. Is the moon likely to get close? That's not an asteroid.
Fuck are you on about? Space is fake and the Earth is flat.
Oh crap!
I'm not a sellout like Ranty. You know.
You're not a sellout. Oh. Right. Who wants the next question?
Me.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Next question's a nice, easy one that everyone will agree on. So it's one of those. Question 1509. If dogs wore pants, would they wear them on all four legs or just the back legs?
That's easy. Back legs, because they have to have a dog shirt in the front.
Yeah. I'll go with that one.
Well, you want the back legs?
Yeah, definitely the back legs.
Back legs.
They're not all four. Surely it should be all four, because they're all legs.
No, you're taking the anthropomorphizing a little too far. I think they do all four because they're using all four as legs.
Exactly.
Where's the shirt go?
Why do they have to have a shirt?
Because if you're wearing dog pants, you gotta wear a dog shirt.
Okay, they can wear it on the top. It just doesn't have any arms.
Pants have only two legs.
That's true. They
Only because we've only got two legs.
No,
if you had three legs, I bet your pants would have three legs too.
No, you can only fit two legs in pants.
No, I know that's not true.
If we were designed with three legs, we would have three-legged pants.
Exactly.
Fortunately,
There's an appendage that's called the third leg.
Well, yeah, but that's different. Those are called Trojans.
Those are called
Okay, anyway, sorry, my Wi-Fi cut out. Your pants don't go over your nipples, so they would only go on the back leg.
Have you never seen an 80-year-old man wearing pants?
Oh, God.
I mean, when they get that high, they're not so much pants; they're more dungarees, aren't they?
What about overalls?
Speaking of which, Dave, when are we getting the funky gibbon?
I'll try and get out to a charity shop next week.
Yeah.
Hasn't he been saying that for like how many weeks now?
I know. Well, excuse me, the country's been locked down. Literally.
Stop picking on Dave, yo. Come on. It's rough. He's got enough. Shut up.
Dave, at the beginning of the show, you mentioned
Nice.
you have a green sweater. Well,
Yes.
this question brings to mind a nagging question I've always had. Why do men, as they get older, wear green pants?
I have no idea. I've never worn green pants.
Well, just watch. You'll see. It's true.
Do they go green?
No, I think they actually buy them.
Thank you very much, Uhan, for your super chat for $1.99 saying that's. I've totally lost track of the chat. Yandiri says back legs. Never Again says the only ones I've seen have worn on the back legs. They do exist. Bad Temper Badger says why would you ask me about dogs' underwear? Badger, since you're four-legged, how do you do it? Julie says back legs. That's the part you want covered up. Never Again said I've seen dogs wearing dresses too, and it's totally stupid.
To be fair, we've never seen Badger wearing pants though. We've only seen him wrapped in a blanket.
No, I've seen Badger wearing pants. He just hasn't sent you those photos.
If you put the dog if you put the dog wearing a dress in high heels, they look much nicer.
But would you Would he have high heels? Would they have high heels on all four legs? They'd look really weird if they didn't, wouldn't they? They'd look like a drag car.
Well, they're
I'm
a
pretty sleepy.
drag dog, you know.
Drag dog, yeah. Crafty says, I thought this was settled they would wear onesies. So that's on all four legs. Larry says, our arms evolved from legs. Of course he did. Boomer says, I had a shepherd dog that liked overalls. He was odd. Turtle Move says, dogs wouldn't have pants. How could they display their bollocks?
Well, the same way men do with a bulge.
Yeah. He didn't say they had to be long pants.
No. That's a very good point. Mark says, even old ladies can tuck their nipples into their pants. I don't... okay, that's a whole different thing.
The bruised knee syndrome.
Tobin says, I'm wearing green pants, by the way. Time flies. I want to know what this green pants thing is.
And since we're talking about ranty and stuff, aren't 90, 100-year-old women's breasts proof of gravity?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah.
I rest my case.
They sure as hell don't float up.
With uppity.
Right. Ginny, 4 legs or 2 legs?
Huh. I don't know. I don't even know what the question was.
If dogs wore pants, would they wear them on all 4 legs or just on the back legs?
Oh, well, I have a dog, and if she were to ever wear pants, I would have put her on the back legs.
Fair enough. Crafty says, free the dog sack, no pants for puppies. Fair enough.
But I have seen like those dresses where like they mainly just put it on the front legs. But if they put it in the back legs, there's obviously an opening, but I don't know.
The Turtle Move says hot dog pants. Animal Science TV says the whole point of wearing pants instead of a jumpsuit is that you can quickly be able to poop and pee.
Oh, jumpsuit! Don't say that. Don't jumpsuit.
Well, a jumpsuit could have a flap.
Worst things ever.
Pantsuits are just a joke.
Just a joke. Esther, 2 legs or 4?
Rompers
Two.
too. Why would you want to take all your clothes off just to piss?
No jumpsuits. Oh,
You get a jumpsuit with a zip that goes right the way down and around.
I'm pretty sure that this happened in one of the. I think it was on the Dead. This happens in one. I think it was one of the Deadpool video games. That the moment he put on his costume or whatever, and that ridiculous all-in-one costume that Deadpool wears, suddenly realised that he needed a shit and he couldn't get his costume off.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Uhan.
Already
remember that.
back all day.
What? Say again?
What was the first one I answered?
Yeah, but what was your answer?
Oh, got to put it in the back because the dog shirt's got to be in the front.
Well, you're right. You're the one with the weird answer. Jenny.
Well, after listening to Amanda, I'm going to respect her judgment and reform my answer. It's not 4. It's 2, but not in the way you think. I think the pants. The pants. The pants have 2 legs, but then they also have a compartment for the tail. Because
they normally have a hole for the tail.
No, the tail needs to be covered. If you're going to cover everything down there, you got to cover the tail too.
No, the tail's you got to free the tail. Tail's got to be free.
Hey, these are my pants I'm designing. Okay, and this is the rule. The tail's got to have a pocket.
Boomer U says, where is the dog going? There are social norms for these things.
Okay. They're in the courtroom.
Jeff,
Dave,
I already answered.
Esther,
Dave, just sent something to your Twitter about a man in pants.
In green pants?
In green pants.
Yeah, I did see one with green pants. Yeah, but no.
They will use green pants instead for the stream. You'll just see his shoes.
You see, right up to the nipples. He doesn't look that old either. That's that's terrible. All right. I don't know. Oh, Manda has vanished.
I'm here.
You're here. Would you go with 2 or 4? Have you been convinced?
No. If they go on the back legs, that's it.
I mean, what about just on the front legs? Have you not seen
No.
the dogs with it? They wear a shirt. They do. They have a shirt and the head and the shirt and the little.
No, because dogs will use their front legs to like pull stuff to their mouth and hold stuff. They're more like arms. So that's just wrong, Dave. It's wrong. They go on the back legs. That's it.
Guilty.
Is it?
Guilty. Second degree.
Second, not third. Oh, second degree. That's the worst, isn't it? That's 40
Second
years.
degree murder.
Oh,
all right.
On count 2.
That's official, yeah.
Third degree. Guilty.
Third degree.
Third
That's
degree.
Second degree and third degree.
wow.
Is it murdered or manslaughter though?
No, if it was second degree, it was only murder. It was second degree, third degree, and then
Manslaughter.
third degree.
Guilty. Guilty on all counts.
Guilty on all
Still,
counts.
it's still
Wow.
like, I mean, I'm glad, and I'm glad. I want him to be punished for this, and I am not a proponent for putting people in prison and stuff. Normally, I really hate the justice system. I hate the prison system. It's disgusting. But for this, he deserves it, but I still feel like it's not enough because it's just one person, and it's the fucking system that needs to change. You know?
Yeah.
Because this is just going to keep happening, and it does.
Absolutely.
This is rare. This is rare. Anytime cops do something like this, it's very rare that they ever get convicted. So,
Damn.
Right.
Anyway, you answered, right, Dave?
No, but I'm not going to.
good.
What? That's not allowed.
Otherwise, I make it very difficult for Kaz. I knew the verdict was going to come in at that point, the there and then, so I had that she can cut it there. I can tell just for you that it will never go out on the individual question if you want.
Yeah. Well, you already kind of said four.
No,
so.
I go with 2. 4's ridiculous. Who the hell came up with that? I got let go from my job, but it's a better day now. Oh, she didn't. I'm really. Oh.
Is there a new question? Oh,
No, not just yet.
we're still on the pants? Okay.
We are. Oh, apparently I can read Badger's replies too that won't get included. Badger says, I only wear pants when I'm in upright mode. And then he said, they don't make badger pants for 4-legged walking badgers because the bums are too big. Trust me, they make pants for big bums.
True.
Amanda?
Let's not have a big ass. Go fuck yourself. You've seen it, you know.
Oh, right, next question. Question 1510. If you were to write a manifesto for a new political party or ideology, what would be top of the list?
Let's have a look here.
But say that question again.
If you were to write a manifesto for a new political party or ideology, what would be top of your list?
Well, that'd be a tough one.
Wow, leaving the courtroom
Let's
in
fix the
handcuffs.
climate first.
Say again? Well, your first policy could be to ban carbon emitting fuels.
ban all fossil fuels.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay, we can go that. We can make it that easy. Okay, I'll go with that too. I'll, as an electric car driver, I have to at least try doing that.
I think MPs should not be paid wages but loans, like student loans, because inevitably they'll get a high-paying job when they leave office, so they can then pay it back.
Yeah, I agree with that. With Congress, don't pay them.
Don't pay.
Joking aside, I am in favour of paid representatives. It's just gone to such a fucking extent now that it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They should get room and board and 20 bucks a day stipend. All right.
I know. I think they should get the unemployment rate.
Oh, yeah.
That's meant to be what you can live on.
No, Social Security.
Yeah, Social Security. Yeah. Let's see how well it directly linked. I actually think I'm increasingly of the opinion that politicians and people in power should have no privacy. I think that should be something you give up.
So
Mostly because I think it will discourage people. Sorry, go on.
What I would say is what we had this conversation this morning. Health workers should earn more than footballers.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with. I actually agree with that.
Oh my goodness! Thank you.
You know it's not going to go. You know the way governments work. It's not going to go the way you think it does. It just means we're going to pay footballers a lot less.
I wish I can get at least a quarter of what the doctor makes.
The turtle moves. Yeah, turtle move says free weed. Bad tempered party says new party or ideology. Top of the list would be I get the copyright to Star Wars. Right. Bad tempered
Why would you want that? Star Trek is so much better.
So he can burn half of it.
I think politicians should have to wear tabards displaying the names and logos of the companies that sponsor them.
I am disturbed by just how much weight right now is on the Johnson Amendment. Basically, it is the only thing stopping completely anonymous donations to politics. Untaxed, untraceable, everything.
Yeah, I think donations just need to go all together.
Badger says, also, I agree with Jeff. MPs should be paid only the national minimum wage, so they can't raise their wage without raising everybody's. Yeah. See how much they actually care. Johan.
Eliminate all the political parties.
Never happen. Impossible.
No, it's my government. I get to make the rules. They're gone.
The problem is, I mean, it's really weird. Okay, right. In the UK, there's no such thing really as in the UK politics. There's no such thing as a political party.
Political parties exist because people coalesce their ideas.
That's the point, right?
And they declare themselves a unit.
Everyone in Parliament is meant to act independently.
Yeah.
The problem we have here is you have the illusion of only two choices.
Yes. No, it's not an illusion. It's not an illusion. You only have two choices.
You really don't.
You do. That's what first past the post always ends like that. A third party cannot establish themselves against it. When you need to be going for something other than first past the post.
You have the illusion of choice.
Yes.
The system is designed to only allow two parties. You can't have a third party, but only two parties can possibly win.
Right, but if let's just say hypothetically in 2024, everyone were to vote for the Libertarian candidate, they would win.
Yeah, but they
But they
won't,
won't.
because they don't want them, because they want to stop the
No,
worse other party.
It's not even a matter of people want them or not. I'm just saying, if people would vote for them,
Yes.
they would win.
Yeah.
They
no,
literally.
I don't-
Yeah,
But
sure.
the point is they won't. This is the problem. In reality, it's one of those things. Over the last 20 years, the one thing I would say, if I actually could change politics, it would be we need proportional representation. We need more parties. We need more voices in politics, because that seems to be what makes everything saner. If they have to
when they
compromise.
when they established the United States and the Constitution, all that good stuff, there was a whole faction of people that worked very, very hard to design it so that it would not have parties, but they still developed, and still became a part of the reality.
Parties will, I mean, eventually groups with mutual interests will get together in any political system. It's unavoidable. I mean, parties, I think, are unavoidable.
I think we have to find a way to work with them, and I think the way to do that is to have more. Make it so that there is genuine choice. Make it so you can vote for the party of your ideals, and if they don't get in, you then get to vote for the lesser of two evils, the transferable vote, something like that, something that lets you get something there.
Okay, how about, I've got an idea for a policy that, how about to cut down on the amount of working days that are lost to sickness in the country, that everyone in the country is entitled to at least one day a month called a fuck it day, where they just randomly can phone in and just tell their employer, fuck it, I'm not coming to work today. And they're allowed to do that at least once a month.
Yeah, I think that's a vote winner.
Yeah.
Larry Lett says teachers should make more than the IT guy at the school. Yes. Ox says top of the list for me would be to make hate towards others on the basis of sex or beliefs a felony crime, then free weed for all.
I can't agree with that one. That's thought policing.
You
can hate all you want. It's just what you do with it.
Yes, you're right. It's the action. Harmonica Man says cure all illnesses and slow the effects of aging. I think that might be beyond the policy, beyond the ream of a manifesto. Target, maybe. Lone Wanderer says I would ban all publicly practiced religion. That's an interesting one. I quite like the idea of that.
I like this one here. It says Windsor to be renamed Lower Slough.
The house prices will drop instantly.
Yeah.
Ox says parties are biases, and no bias government has ever lasted.
No government has lasted. Every government ever established has failed eventually.
Yes. Badger says the option to vote for a third party is there, but no one does because they have to make sure the super bad other party doesn't win.
I would never throw away my vote to a Democrat or a Republican.
So
I voted third party.
Have a nice time.
It's the honest vote. I couldn't vote for either Biden or Trump. They were both garbage.
But really, the thing is that this is that age-old problem, isn't it? People are more concerned maybe with doing a tactical vote and whatever, that they don't vote for it. They don't necessarily. There may be a candidate on the sheet that represents their interests a lot better, but they're going to vote for a Democrat or a Republican or whatever, not one of the others, because they've. And it's a similar thing. I mean, how many times have I had to say this, that I vote for the fucking Labour Party through gritted teeth most of the time. Now, if there is like someone that's an alternative, like socialist on the card, I will probably vote for them. And not necessarily if it's just Green Party, because I fuck the Greens, they're assholes. But they're not as left wing as they make. No, they're not an alternative left in Britain at all.
Mark says, true, Wuhan, but it's something that won't happen in this country. We can't get along and agree long enough to do so if the American Revolution were to happen in today's world. Larry Lett says we called that the primaries. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Ox said we would still be flying the Union Jack.
Ooh, God.
It's a lovely flag.
Union flag, by the way, the Jack's a naval term.
It'll be a lovely flag when somebody can explain to me why the red stripe in the X portion is off center. That is
Because it looks better.
It's off.
Why are your stars aligned like that? They look a whole lot better as a circle or in a funny shape. Smaller stars, better shape.
Oh yeah, it could be in the shape of, say, a quokka.
I think they should get rid. I think there shouldn't be. I think there should be like pink hearts instead of stars.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Pink hearts and green clovers. And
I mean, right now,
yellow moons.
Right now, I would be up for changing it so that the stripes are rainbow instead of what are they? Blue and red, blue and white.
I think
the stripes are.
I know the technicality of this because they say Wales is a principality, but you think about it, Wales is like the only nation that's not represented on that flag. It's just
Where exactly do you fit a dragon on our flag?
And I've got to be honest, of all the countries in the UK, Wales has got the coolest flag.
Yes. It has a dragon. Right, Crafty says, maximum term limits for service in Parliament, get rid of the careerists. Quite like that.
I like that idea.
Ox says, true, you can hate, you can also have hate speech, so it should be legal to get your ass beat for saying the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Bit more mentality there.
Hate speech is legal. At least here it is.
It
You will get your ass beat if somebody so chooses.
It should never be
consequences.
This idea that free speech shouldn't have consequences, I find this very odd.
That's
Societal consequences, not from the government. The government should not have their hand in what you say.
That's
ever.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm starting to disagree on that.
Unless you're threatening direct violence, the government should have no say in it.
No, I see. The problem I've got is I've watched what the anti-vaxxers have done. And I've watched how much harm they have done to society. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have a solution. I've watched how much harm they have gone, and I'm not convinced that free speech shouldn't have limits. I'm not there yet.
From that perspective, I would agree in terms of what the TERFs and the haters have done with transgender and gay people.
But see, that's where the companies come in. Because Facebook and Twitter are private companies, they can take that into their own hands, and that is society handling it, not the government.
I do agree with that, but they're not. Is the issue. Not Right, 2 seconds, I've got to do this. Thank you very much, Animal Science TV, for your super chat of PHP 125. I wonder if that's a lot. Saying, I love you. Crafty says, fuck anti-vaxxers.
Preach, Crafty.
Badger said, Ecocide would be my massive company destroying... Oh, Ecocide would be massive company destroying fines for any organisation shown to significantly have harmed the environment. Yeah. Turtle Moves points out that when it started, the Labour Party was a third party.
Yeah, true.
Julie says, abortion, wellness checks, birth control, and all trans affirmation treatment are part of the national healthcare system to which everyone has access.
Yeah, well, I could talk a lot about the history of the Labour Party and why they maybe had an advantage. They were well backed financially from the beginning. I mean, you got to remember that the British Labour Party was created to give trade union leaders a voice in Parliament rather than the actual working people.
Yeah, that's true. Badger says, I'm censoring myself on the topic of free speech and I blame Critical Cripple. Yeah. I'm not even trying to say I'm against it.
Right.
I'm trying to say it's complicated.
Now, I admit that I am lifting this straight from Mark Thomas's People's Manifesto, but I think we got the winner here.
Go on.
People who allowed their dog to shit on the pavement without cleaning it up should be forced to wear it as a moustache. I think we got a winner there.
I'd vote for that.
I would say a brooch or a pendant would be okay too.
Badger says Facebook and Twitter should be nationalised and not able to remove anyone except for an actual crime.
No.
No, disagrees.
Yeah, no, don't put the government in charge of Facebook.
Night, Chris. Right. Manda.
They're throwing money
already
out
said mine,
into.
I
They're
said
throwing
done.
money into the crowds.
I think Manda answered already.
Yeah,
didn't she?
hers was use only
Yeah,
fossil
something
fuels,
fossil
only
fuels.
You're
fossil
right.
fuels all the time.
My
Yeah.
bad. Esther.
Oh.
Nope.
Sorry.
That's okay.
What did you say?
What would be your top of your list if you were to write a manifesto?
I already told you.
Did you? What did you say?
Pay the health workers more.
You did.
When you
My
pay-
bad.
Yeah.
Right, so has
when you
anyone
pay
not answered?
footballers.
No, everyone's
Yeah, I'm gonna
answered.
switch.
Eddie.
I'm gonna switch my answer over to Dave's. Actually, more that parties rather than none.
Yeah. It's. I think it's the only way I've seen lots. It's the only thing I can think that would make. It's going with my do the least harm, and more parties is the only way to prevent. Or a voting system that allows more parties is the only way to prevent a two-party
still-
or one-party system.
Yeah, you're still breaking it up and diluting it.
I guess my other thing I would add is just for no homelessness. So everybody has the right to. Everybody has a right to have like a home,
See, I quite like that, and that's a good right.
regardless of their income.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I don't think it should be, especially a first world country. It's a shame that there's a lot of homeless people in them.
No, I completely agree. Right.
The sad part that there's a lot of mental health stuff wrapped in that too, because there are people that straight up choose to do that.
But they choose to do that because there are things wrapped up in it, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. There was a test done recently in Canada, for one of all the places I think, where they just housed homeless people with no strings attached, and almost all of them. Not only did virtually none of them end up back on the streets, most of them sorted other things in their lives out.
There was a
just
time
because they had a base to work from.
There was a time in Britain where they used to actually brag about the fact that you did not see people homeless on the streets. I mean, barring maybe the odd sort of stereotypical trample type thing. Then we got Margaret Thatcher, and enough said.
Enough said.
You had any major high street in any decent sized town in the UK. Now it's quite just disgusting how many people are out on the streets.
It very much is.
And then they can't even like shelter in a doorway of that because the shops have put goddamn spikes up to stop them sleeping there.
Yeah, and the seat, you can't even lie on a seat because they put middle things in the middle. Stop
Yeah.
lying down. And that really gets me because I sometimes need to lie down. I mean, this is the problem.
Yeah.
I'm disabled. I sometimes need to lie down, and literally the only place I can lie down now is the floor because there are no seats that you can actually lie down on anymore.
Yeah.
Great. Right, next question.
What? Don't I get a chance?
I thought you'd answered.
No, you didn't. You didn't ask me.
I asked if everyone had answered, and no one said anything.
No, I'm sorry. You failed to ask me. Now I'm gonna go on for 10 minutes. I'll show
Jenny.
you. Yes.
What would you like?
I would like as my first paragraph or so, shall we say, of a manifesto, I would demand an expanded Bill of Rights that takes into account the things that are typically are horrible issues of today. People having the right to housing, people having the right to medical care, people having the right to bodily autonomy, people having the right to not be murdered on the street because of their sexuality. People not being allowed.
Oh, you're
to,
crazy! America will never allow this stuff.
People not being allowed to scream their religion on the street. All churches get taxed. There's so many things that need to really change. I would try to put them into a Bill of Rights that would be the first facet of the new government. And if we're gonna stick with a state situation, I would demand proportional representation in the Senate. If Wisconsin has 5 million people and 2 senators, then California by that should have 8 senators.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all. I'm done.
That's all. Okay. Next question. I like the next question.
Can't argue with that.
Right. Question 1511. What were weird myths you thought about sex as a kid?
Huh?
Oh boy.
I'm sure there shouldn't be a "were" in there. It's like, what weird myths did you think about sex as a kid? Now, this is before you had any clue about it.
I thought it involved peeing in somebody.
You thought it involved being in someone. Do you know what? I think there might have been a point I thought that as well.
I thought, well, this is what I was told, that the longer you leave your virginity, the worse it would become. So you've got to lose your virginity as early as possible to avoid incredible pain.
Wait. Did you have to get married? Were you taught purity as well?
Well, yeah, we're taught. Yeah, but then...
So you literally had to get married as early as possible as well?
The people who were saying these things weren't concerned about marriage. They were concerned about just losing it altogether, married or not married.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's... anything to do with virginity is broken. Jenny.
Fuck. I don't want to answer this one.
Why was you? It's a myth that you believe that was that terrible.
No, as a transgender woman, it was part of my having this debate has been part of my life since the earliest memories I have, and I'd really rather not go into them.
No, I can understand that quite a bit. It's one of those. Oh, we're just losing everybody randomly. Jeff? No. Never Again says, no myths here. There were too many explicit materials in my dad's house. I knew about sex, but what it meant to come to maturity was left out. That was a shock. It was the 60s. Okay. Ox, the playing with it would make you go blind. See, I don't know whether or not that was ever told to me seriously. Or whether or not I just assumed they were taking the piss. Yandiri says, I thought people stuck together like dogs. Like dogs? Dogs stick together?
They can, yes.
Oh, you mean like with having do they call it? I forgot what they call it. Nope, it's gone. The word's gone. I've lost track. Lone Wanderer says participation in orgies is optional but encouraged. Oh, that was for a manifesto question. Boomer says doesn't make you blind but may cross your eyes. Tusk says I use my virginity to fix a puncture on my BMX. I'm intrigued. Richard says a dog knot. In answer to the previous question. Oh, what's going on there? Right, Turtle moves. Virginity, my dear, is a curious thing. Once you've lost it, you can still use the box it was kept in.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Crafty says, you've lost half your panel. They've fallen into a black hole. Apparently so. And I don't know. Oh, let me nab someone else. Bing. You want to come on, Crafty?
Y'all do realize that virginity is a bullshit concept. It doesn't exist.
Yes. In
terms of a woman in hymens and things like that.
Yeah,
yes?
I like
All right.
description that the virginity in a woman is the fact that no, it's gone. I hate myself. A copulatory tie. Harmonica Man says we weren't allowed to talk about it in my house. Yeah, but you must. But you must have then thought that there was something about it. I'm surprised no one mentioned a stalk. Tusk says weight, not virginity, pocket money.
I'm back.
When I was a kid and I first heard that stork bullshit, I started to look around for storks in the sky and I never saw one, so I knew that the cartoons were lying to me.
Well, there were more babies around than storks.
Yeah, way more.
Okay, I have been listening in. Sorry, I was away. I did be back.
I didn't see it.
As a young kid, mummies have girls, daddies have boys.
I'd heard that one.
I believe that for a little. I actually believed that one for a little while.
That's quite a bad one. Oh.
Wait, so like dads gave birth to boys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was young.
No, I've never heard that.
Very crafty.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I'm taking Mama's spot until she comes back and then kicks me out. It's cool. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, crafty.
And now she's going to be, Amanda's going to be mad because I'm in the thing and she's not, and she missed the chance to talk to me. Anyway, what are we doing?
What weird myths did you think about sex as a kid?
I didn't really think about it. I was a kid. I had more serious. No, I had more serious issues.
Where did babies come from?
I didn't really care. I don't remember caring at all. I genuinely don't.
You don't. Oh,
I suppose one of the weirdest ones was probably, I think the only one I can think of is that you could get pregnant from kissing. But that's when I was like 5.
That took mine.
Depends on who and where.
Yeah. Junie, what's your answer?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I thought that, kissing was a part of sex. I mean, it is, but that it was like an actual thing that you can get pregnant of.
Did no one have the toilet seat one then?
No.
Right?
Oh, no. Yeah, I heard that one when I was a kid. You can get pregnant from sitting on the toilet seat.
Yep.
I didn't hear that until I was like 17, and I was like, what the fuck? People believe that?
I was going to say, your friend got pregnant.
Or on someone's lap if they don't have a magazine between you.
Okay. We used to be told not to let a boy touch you. If a boy touches you, you get pregnant. So I used to think it was just literally touching, the actual touching your phone. That's it.
Oh my god, that would leave me terrified. Chris said, the first time I had sex, I was sure I got HIV. Really weird thing, that the fear they put into you. Tusk says, I went to a Catholic school, so I knew a lot about sex, and almost all of it completely wrong.
Yes, agreed. I went to state school in Ireland, which is basically Catholic school.
So considering I was raised in Africa, and I went to an all-girls boarding school, and to think that being gay is something that people frown upon, it was rampant in school. Everyone.
Here's something for you.
That's where I found out about what being a lesbian was. I mean, I was so tender. I was 11, 12. Found out that people were doing this thing. So what do you?
Well, for us, when I was growing up, it kind of relates to that. We always believed, we genuinely believed at one point that an all-girls school was full of lesbians and an all-boys school were for gay boys. Honest to God, we thought that at one stage. We thought that, and yeah, I didn't mind it. Like, I wouldn't have minded going to an all-girls school. I'm bisexual, so I wouldn't have minded it.
I don't even remember being aware of um, my my mom's pregnancy with my younger brother. I was 5 years old at the time when he was born, and I have no recollection of it whatsoever. I don't think I know. I have a memory of my brother John for at least another year or two after that.
Tusk wants to ask Esther, were the boys taught that touching causes pregnancy too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think for the boys, they would have been taught something completely different.
Yeah.
But the girls, you were taught, no, you mustn't. Yeah, I think that they would just.
So you should lose your virginity as soon as possible, but don't touch a boy.
No, it's the older people who say don't make sure a boy doesn't touch you or you get pregnant.
Yeah.
And then it's the cliques, the little girls when they're talking.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to lose. I've heard that we should lose our virginities when we are really young, so that we don't get all this pain after.
Pain.
I was going to say it's cringeworthy. Nerdy says, one of the biggest myths I had was that I'd have sex at some point in my life. Ox says, baby...
I know the feeling, Nerdy.
Ox says, babies come from the Cabbage Patch. Jeez. Tobin says, hairy palms if you played with yourself. Tusk says, I learned how to summon the devil before I knew anything about sex. Julie says, you asked myths we believed. I said myths you thought about. Well, you thought. Ox says, there used to be a myth that you could get pregnant from sitting in a hot tub. Then they proved it could happen, so not a myth anymore. Richard says, toilet seat, swimming pool, oral. I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? I believe there is one person that got pregnant from oral that we can certify.
Well, I can actually say Tory MPs are living proof that you can get them pregnant from anal.
No comment.
Judy says, I didn't believe any myths, but I didn't precisely know how it was done precisely until I was about 8. I'm not convinced I knew at 8. Lone Wanderer says, I was told that a man would see me as damaged goods for being abused. That's a shitty thing.
Yeah, a lot of us think that.
Thought that.
No, there's still people that think that.
Yeah, that's depressing. It came up in the tweet today where someone was saying that we look down on sex workers more than we look down on men that commit rape or sexual assault. And I said we look down on the victims of rape and sexual assault more than the men that perpetrate them as a society.
Both true, and it's fucking
horrible.
It's horrible. It's a sad state of affairs. It needs to change.
There is a very serious attitude problem there. Rainbow says, if you hold hands and fall in love, you can't kiss or it will make a baby. Okay. Richard says, I was very ignorant until about 13, but very excited about the total concept.
I like that last one, actually. It kind of includes a type of foreplay before the deed.
But I want to know what happens if you hold hands and kiss and you're not in love. Is that birth control? Tusk says, you looked into a mirror in the dark and said the Lord's Prayer backwards. We got kicked out of school if we were caught doing it. I assume you're talking about summoning the devil, not sex in the bathroom. Animal science.
Can I read you someone's tweet that I saw the other day? They said, condoms are for small boys. Real men are protected by God.
You fuck.
Oh, God. Almighty.
My goodness.
I mean, you might be praying afterwards.
That's their sex ed class. There you go.
That's yeah.
That's the disaster waiting to happen.
Animal science. Do you think these myths still happen? Yes.
Yes.
We're all too old and didn't have the internet when we were kids to find out the answer. The problem is an awful lot of kids don't get the internet in terms of actually being able to explore things.
Okay. Well, there's a good. If you bring up the internet, here's a good little myth that I think a lot of people with that they're not familiar with sex. They watch pornography and think that's what sex is actually like.
That's probably a very modern day myth.
It's not.
Yeah, maybe for you.
I'm really disappointed.
Jaded Atheist says, "I was
Imagine
told
like the
you."
productive, like.
Go on.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Jaded Atheist says, "I was told you give part of yourself you can never get back. You are tied to anyone you have sex with, even your abusers, so your abuser is now part of you." That sounds like a horrible thing to say to people.
Wait, didn't the Bible say that?
I think it does. Never again. And yes, frankly, it sucks. It's exactly why I never told anyone. We'll skip back.
Right. Okay. Quick joke, Dave. A beer bottle says, "You break me, you get 1 year of bad luck." The mirror turns around and says, "You kidding me? You break me, you get 7 years of bad luck." Condom just walks off laughing.
Jesus.
Nice.
I like that joke.
Oh, Jesus.
Tusk says, "The devil? No, that's how I have sex. I go through about 5 mirrors a week." Right. Right. Did anyone not answer yet?
You?
I've answered.
You've answered.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't given a thing, but I've said lots of these that I knew about at the time. I can't think of anything else. No. Didn't really. I can't. The problem is I can't remember. The point at which I can't remember a time before I didn't know about sex. So it's.
The less said about that, the better.
That's more of a memory problem than I had sex too young.
Sure. Say no.
Ox says, "So the saran wrap will work in a pitch thing is a myth."
Dave, I don't give a damn how.
Go on.
I don't give a damn how bad you say your memory is. I bet you remember your first time.
Not really. I've got some memories around it, but not really, no. Which is disturbing. And if I didn't have the memories around it, I probably wouldn't remember anything about it at all. Just self-explanatory.
How can you forget your first time?
Because my memory's broken. It's not like.
All right. All right, that's fine.
The worst thing is, I may in the next few days now remember. Now that you brought it up. True story, I know a guy whose name was very nearly Houdini because his dad swore the condom didn't burst, so he must have been an escape artist. Fair enough. Antje put a link in earlier. It says, "I posted a link to my favourite TED Talk. It talks about the nonsense that is virginity." And I need to say to Ox, the saran wrap thing won't work in a pinch, but a Snickers wrapper, good to go.
Oh, God.
I would think a Baby Ruth would be the choice.
Wait.
Yeah,
we definitely. Did you just read out brain bugs?
Brainbug says, "I remember Dave's first time. I'll recount it next time I'm on." Was it good? Did I enjoy it?
Evidently not that much.
I remember. I'll tell you what I do remember. Here's a question for you. Okay. Is your first time the first time you were successful? Because I can tell you what I don't consider my first time that was an absolute disaster.
Define successful. What are we aiming for?
Yeah, what is the actual...
I would say...
What, orgasm?
No, nerves.
Nerve? What?
I was gonna say, yeah, define successful. What's the goal?
There was no penetration the first time.
No, there definitely was.
Then it kind of wasn't a first time, was it?
Well, this is my point. It should have been a first time, but it
The
wasn't
non-starters.
successful. It was a non-starter. Yeah. Might be too drunk. I can't remember why. I think it was probably just nerves. But my actual first time, I don't remember much about. But I remember this, and this was the day before. Richard says, I was 16, she was 21, she had a rocking body. We met for about 6 hours every day for 2 weeks while I skipped out of junior high. My first time the radio was playing Sister Christian. So, yes. Has everyone answered?
I think so.
Yeah.
You think so?
What was the question?
What were weird myths you thought about sex as a kid?
Yeah, it's the one you didn't want to answer, Jenny.
I did anyway.
I thought it was. I was just checking.
Right. Question 1512. Would you rather save your pet or save an unknown child you don't know from an accident?
Child.
Child. I'll save the child.
I need to know the conditions. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll go with the fire. I'll go with the fire. On the room on your left contains your pet, your favourite pet. The room on the right contains a 4-year-old.
But
They have to be fucking 4, don't they, you prick?
Okay, well, but we could but we could work on the logic there that if for some reason we're unable to get the telephone and get the fire brigade out in time. Now, we established earlier how loud a child's screaming is. It probably would have alerted the fire brigade.
Right. Stop trying to find excuses. You can save one or the other. That's it.
I was looking for a justification to save the pet if I could.
Antjer says my pet. Nerdy says my pet is getting saved. Thanks.
I don't even think it's optional. I think instinctually we would save the human.
You don't know the human though.
It doesn't matter.
Pet.
It's like
you have a deep emotional attachment to the pet.
No, who the person is doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like we protect humans first, just instinctually.
Not necessarily.
I don't know on that one.
No, you see, okay. If it was my cat is a little fucking Houdini, so he could have gotten out of anywhere. If it was one of my, yes, he could. Yes, he could.
No, he couldn't. He could not. That's the point. There was no way out short of you saving him.
If it was one of my goats, not a fucking hope would they have gotten out, so it would have gone for the goat. So it depends on it depends on the pet.
It's which. It's the cat. It's your cat, but it can't get out.
So basically the answer to this question is whatever floats your goat.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to do it.
Julie says child. Tusk says what sort of pet? Any pet you want. I'm going for the one you're most likely to want to save.
See, I don't like humans. I don't really like humans, so I'm more of an animal person anyway. So
I know lots of people that would go animal. It's the emotional attachment.
Yeah,
that's very specific to the question.
Anyone that would leave a child of 4 years old in my care is basically asking for a fire to happen. So I'm sorry.
Tusk says, if I just unwrapped a fresh tiger, then there's no way I'm leaving that behind. Okay. Antjer, I said I'd save my cat and not be sorry about it. Larry Lett says, my instinct says child, but my heart says pet. My fur kids are my family. All rescues and 2 are disabled.
I have a question. So you're in this dilemma and you have to make a choice. Who's going to find out?
Well, no one. You.
Child.
Say again?
What you'll have to live with.
Never Again says, I have 2 hands. I'll open my pet's door and then the child's, and then we have no problem. No, you cannot save both of them. That's the point. Ox says, child, of course, and then mourn the pet. Lone Wanderer says, pet. Nerdy says, the parents can rescue the child. Fair enough. Antjer says, instinctual my ass, fuck the kid. My cat is more important to me.
I think... I think a goldfish bowl is going to be a lot easier to carry than a child.
Yeah, but the fire brigade can save the
If you
goldfish.
trade a goldfish for a child, I would personally chop your head off.
I have a very deep emotional attachment to my goldfish.
Which is why I would chop your head off. We don't need you.
You don't need it. Yandiri says, pet, they don't whine.
Well, my dog definitely whines a lot.
Hang on.
Wait,
Tusk, hang on. Tusk is now cheating. You do not have a phoenix.
Yes.
It can't just burn all it likes.
Right, just wait. I need to double check Esther's answer because she needs to run away. Esther.
Child.
You're going to save the child regardless. Excellent. Right, thank you very much for coming. Do you have anything to shill before you run away?
Sorry, say that again.
Do you have anything you want to shill before you run away?
No.
Nope.
No.
Make sure you're all subscribed to her. Her link is in the description. We will catch you again soon.
And hopefully, I'm hopefully be posting a video tonight.
Okay.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Right.
I love your accent.
Night.
Nice.
See you soon.
Night.
Okay.
Tusk says the pet's got to be able to exist.
Yes, of course. Stop cheating, Tusk. Stop cheating.
Brainbug says the sound of the human child crying would give me a reflex, no choice about it. Would give you a reflex, but that doesn't mean to say is that as you were carrying your pet out. Never Again says don't leave me in charge of a child. In other words, I'd refuse anyway. Julie says small humans create a protection response in most people. They do. I don't deny that the small child. And if there was a choice
So do small animals.
But my point is, if there was a choice between a child and a dog I didn't know, I'll go with the child.
Of course.
Straight away.
The cry of a
my
child,
dog and the child. Say again?
The cry of a child has a power over people that is just kind of like beyond anything you can imagine.
But if you've had a pet for like 12 years or 8 years or whatever, and that was your only attachment in life, you're gonna have more of an attachment to the pet. I don't care how hard the child cries and screams, you're gonna pick the pet.
I just had to give up a pet that I had for 12 years.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
For 24/7 for 12
because
years.
it was old, or because
I could no longer take care of him.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
It is.
And I would go for the child because I once when I worked on this psych unit, we had this one nurse there, Mary Ellen. She was really nice, kind of a hyperactive, semi-flighty woman, but very brilliant, very, very smart, very, very good with the patients. She got pregnant for her first time, and the pregnancy went normal. She delivered the child, came back to work about a month or two later, and she had this really interesting thing go on where anytime, and I saw it happen myself in the hotel, in the hospital cafeteria. A baby cries, her milk drops instantly, just gushes. So tell me that there's not something that a baby's cry doesn't do to a person.
But again, it depends on the person. Not everyone has that matriarchal or that kind of response.
2 secs. I've just got to get to
See,
Jez thing because it's really relevant.
In the whole of the situation, I think everybody would.
I'm not convinced.
Calm summer day having a picnic. No, I don't think so.
I think on a more fundamental way, they would, just because it's how we evolved. We wouldn't have survived if we didn't do that.
No,
Exactly.
because we explicitly have even the humans that are ours and other. We don't protect other for a reason.
I'm just going to say this. Steaming Cup of Reason is dead to me now.
Stephen says, sorry, save the child. A human life supersedes all in such a case. That's just the way it is.
You're dead to me now.
I
You're
shall
dead
make sure to bring up on Monday that he has killed the goat. Monday?
He
Sunday.
couldn't kill the goat if he tried. The goat would kick his ass.
Right, Ox says, lol, I was going to say pet, but didn't want to be an ass, but yeah, screw the kids, that's on the parents.
Whoop whoop.
Animal Science CV says, your pet man, overpopulation is the #1 problem on Earth. And Jer says, if I can't have kids, why should I care about other people's kids? And then says, if I save the child, can I keep it?
Finders keepers?
Yes, finders keepers. I mean, at the end of the day, if
Why would you want to keep it?
If you weren't there, it would have died anyway. So it only seems fair that you get to keep it.
Why would you want to keep it?
I want a kid.
Mm. Well, okay. I mean, unless I can sell it on.
There's someone's joke, and I've forgotten who it was now. Oh, it was what's his face that does 8 out of 10 cats.
Jimmy Carr.
No, the one on the left. Team leader on the left.
I don't remember who the team leaders are on there.
He's also the one that hates 8 out of 10 cats. Not John Richardson.
I can see his face. I just can't remember his name.
And he says,
which do you let burn? Which one tastes better?
He says, when I was growing up and I first got married, I wanted 3 kids. Now I've got 2. I don't want any. Tusk says, okay then, dragon. Dragons aren't real either. You can't have.
You're not allowed a dragon.
Bearded dragon is technically real.
No,
he does, and he
but
does
it wouldn't
have.
survive.
He does have something of the sort. I'm not going to say what he has, but he does have a lizard of a sort. But no, it still doesn't fucking work. No, you can't have a dragon.
There was that
dragon
guy on YouTube though that showed us that dragon skeleton in the rocks.
Oh, don't even put fossils. Fuck off.
Right, Julie says Jenny is right. Jenny's never right. And who's echoing?
I'm always right. What are you talking about?
Jenny's right. I'd agree. I'd be more attached to the pet, but I'd hate myself if I let a child die. The child might have died anyway. Dan
Life, I have to put you up. Where in that context is WERE, not WHERE? I hate to be the grammar Nazi. Dan Life 1. He says dragons were real. No.
Tusk says, I recorded my friend's kid crying and played it to her when we were out in public just to see her lactate all over herself. That's evil.
That's hilarious.
Nerdy says, what if I keep the child as a pet? What, to replace your existing pet? Julie says, can I save the child and give it back? I'm not keeping it. Yes, that's the usual thing. Larry
can I say I will save the child if on the condition I get to save it by doing the thing in South Park, the kick the baby thing.
Kick the baby out the building.
Only if it's Canadian.
Yeah, only works if it's Canadian.
Kick the baby, don't kick the baby.
Larry Lett says there is zero possibility that my pets will become terrorists. There is a small chance that the child could.
That's a fair argument.
My pet would have saved the baby, and I would have to stay able to stay outside.
Tusk says, too late. You said I could have any pet I wanted. You can't go parachuting new claws into a deal once it's been agreed. I choose dragon and that's the end of it. Right, firstly, this is my game. I can keep adding fucking rules all I want. Secondly, it has to be alive.
And you often do. And you often do. See, I think the one was it Tusk said earlier about the Phoenix. I actually just think that should be allowed to stand just for sheer creativity.
Well, the part where the Phoenix probably started the damn fire.
Yeah, exactly. Blame Tusk's Phoenix.
There you go. Nerdy says, what if it was baby Hitler? If you
No,
knew it was
no.
baby Hitler,
No,
Uhan.
you can't throw
No.
that into
You
this.
can't. That's bullshit.
Uhan.
Well, if I answer still the pet, then it's still the pet.
No,
then,
no,
isn't
no,
it?
no.
So-
No, but Uhan was adamant that we would save the baby. What if it was baby Hitler and you knew it was baby Hitler?
And what if that was
If it's
the
a
thing
baby?
that changed Hitler's
Well,
Yeah,
mind?
you
4-year-old.
save the baby. You save the
People.
baby because it's baby Hitler, not Hitler.
Yeah, the baby. Is
You now are intervening in that thing becoming Hitler.
Are you
Which
about to...
actually, yeah,
Just-
could change. It could change him.
you could, yeah,
Oh.
it could.
Alternate timeline.
Yep.
It's the experimental, observational dynamics of the whole thing.
I will say I'm sure we've had the baby Hitler question before, Dave, and I'll give the same answer that I gave then. That I'm not actually convinced that killing Hitler as a baby would have stopped the rise of Nazism.
I
Here,
wouldn't
here.
have done.
It would have been another scapegoat and one just as fucking bad.
Well, unless you raise that baby to not become that Hitler.
Yeah, but
That's
someone
why
else
you
would. Hitler was a
rescue-
person for the time.
Yeah, that
I
it
don't-
was
I don't-
Hitler was
I
a
don't
product
accept-
of the time as well. You know,
I don't accept that there would automatically have been somebody who was just as bad as Hitler. It's entirely possible for a politician to come into the kind of situation Germany was in at the time, and to work hard and to resolve it in a practical, humane.
I
Yeah,
don't
but-
disagree,
yeah,
but we're not
Jenny-
going down that route right now.
Jenny, Hitler
No!
wasn't created in a vacuum.
Socio-political manner that doesn't kill 6 million people.
Hitler
Well,
was
that's
not
what-
created in a
up!
vacuum. He was, for Christ's sake.
No more Hitler. We're done.
Yeah, just Tusk's comment there. Yeah, I could feed him to my newly converted Jewish dragon. Thanks for that, Tusk.
That's great.
Space
Yandere
dragon.
says, save baby Dave. I'm not sure whether or not that was to me or that I was the baby.
Well, if it was baby Dave, I don't know. I think I'd definitely go with the cat.
And Stool says,
I'm joking.
make a pet pie.
Pet
Great.
pie.
Yes. Right.
What if it's Ash?
Actually, I'm going to give the answer nobody said yet. Just save my fucking self.
Yeah, just don't bother with either of them.
Yeah.
Antjer, that is dark.
What'd she say? What'd she say?
I'm not repeating it.
Oh, come on.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
Tusk says, imagine the size of a dragon's foreskin. Do dragons even get circumcised when they convert to Judaism? I'm going to have to find a rabbi.
You don't have a dragon! Can you stop?
And he's now discussing getting it circumcised. You're evil. Dragons should be complete. You should not be amputating parts of their dick.
Agreed.
I don't know.
Right.
What does dragon dick taste like?
I don't know. I've never met anyone with a big enough mouth.
So wait, would a dragon have 2 penises then?
What? Why would a dragon have 2 penises?
Because it's
How
like a
the hell-
lizard.
Do
Well,
lizards
because
have 2
one-
penises?
That's
Active penis and the other one
that's
is
one of
dragon.
the. Is that one of those sex myths you believed in from the previous questions?
No, I just looked it up. Snakes
What
and
has-
lizards.
Have 2 penises.
Yeah.
Is this because the females have evolved to have 2 vaginas, one as a trick and one as a...
I don't know. No, I'm going to look that up.
Dan Live says, what the fuck? Where did this conversation go? I completely agree. Nerdy says, stop dragon circumcisions. I agree. Ox says, I want to see the one who has the balls to circumcise a dragon.
Dragon
This is
penis
going to
is
get
better.
flipped.
Well, apparently it's not Tusk because he's not a rabbi. But yeah, definitely we need to move on from this question. Tusk is not going to let this go.
Right, next question. Penultimate question.
Oh god.
Question 1513. What is the most boring fact about you?
Dave, I've been talking football all
fucking
day.
easy.
I think you know that. Everyone knows this already.
I'm willing to accept that one. Just mostly because I can't stand football.
The most
Johan.
boring fact.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that hasn't answered this, but
Well,
It wasn't fact, it was thing. Fact implies one thing, one moment, one item. Thing implies a process, a time period, and expands a development. It's I don't think fact counts.
Tusk says, I have a collection of dragon foreskins. Right, that is A lie, not a fact.
That
B,
escalated quickly.
I'm going to say, B, if that is a fact, that's interesting.
Exactly. That was my B, right? Nerdy says, my boring fact is I like watching critical questions. I don't think that's true for anyone. Aunt Jer says I'm white. Larry Letts says I'm a white male. Rainbug says I don't care much for oranges. Animal Science TV. Jer, as a white person in Vietnam, being white is not boring. Fair enough. Yandere says I'm a slow artist. Ox says I was halfway through typing that. I don't like cheese. There you go. Jenny.
Anything about my love life?
You have a love life?
No, zero. Never have, never will.
Spooky says I sometimes lurk.
Sometimes?
Sometimes. Stool says I took my hat off yesterday. I don't believe him. Ox says I'm a white American. That's as boring as can be. Dan Live says my boring fact is I'm bad at typing. Ginny? Ginny?
Junie.
Muted.
Ran off. Uhan?
I have no idea.
Can't spell?
oh,
Ginny?
Junie has passed on.
I mean, technically everything about me is going to be interesting to somebody.
That's not necessarily true. You can take it down. You can take it down to the very lowest level.
0 times a number.
Yeah.
Oh, Junie's back.
What's your answer?
Oh yeah. Sorry, can you hear? Oh, it had to be 0 times a number.
What?
That's not an answer.
Do you know the question, Junie?
It had nothing to do with math.
I think Junie might be able to time travel.
Wait. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Hello?
Hello?
We can hear you now.
We can hear you, Jimmy.
Can you hear us? I have doubts. Tusk said-
Reboot Junie.
Junie. Tusk says, boring and useless fact, I was once part of a group that held the world record for
Oh,
completing...
it would have to be 0 times a number.
I think Junie is on repeat. Junie, do you know the question?
That's my answer.
But do you know the question?
Oh, what's the most boring fact?
Oh, okay.
About you.
About you.
Uh-oh.
No math.
No, and you didn't say fact. You said thing. I'm not going to go over this again.
It's on the screen. It's on the screen. It says boring fact about
Oh,
you.
you...
Well, then he shouldn't have verbally said thing, should he?
I saw that.
Read the super chat, Dave.
I'm trying. Just give me a minute.
You should know this already, Dave.
Well, is this what he said it was the other day? Into Welsh, it doesn't work.
Why would you be trying to put it into Welsh?
For some reason it defaulted. Right. Jeff has super
It defaults to Welsh?
Apparently so. For £5, it says, the most boring thing for me is that I can have a superhero chat.
What the fuck?
With Dave in foreign languages.
I don't know how that translated differently.
A superhero chat.
That is pretty boring.
Thank you. Ginny.
Okay, yeah. The most boring fact, I don't know. I don't really have any other than like I was trying to say 0 times a certain number is just 0. It has to be something more interesting than that.
No, but
the question was about you.
Oh, about me.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Oh boy. I don't know. Oh.
I mean, you can go really, really silly if it comes to it. You've got 2 eyes, 2 hands.
Would you like to collect cigarette butts, wash them out, and resell them?
I don't know. I got nothing.
You got nothing. Fair enough.
There you go.
We're in the middle of reading that. Right. Boring and useless fact. I was once part of a group that held the world record for completing the 3 Peaks challenge for less than 48 hours. We were beaten by the time the Guinness people showed up. That's terrible.
That's also not boring.
No. A steaming cup of reason. I'm more interesting than a steaming cup of tea. Hello. Steaming cups of tea are really nice. They can get my attention. Larry Letts says one more. I prefer mayonnaise over Miracle Whip. That's because Miracle Whip is evil. The Turtle Move says I've got 4 elephants and a flat earth on my back. That's quite cool.
Miracle Whip gives Mayo a bad name.
Tusk says the team who beat us cheated and used a dragon. I don't believe you. Julie says, my shoe size is so average, I have trouble finding ones to buy because they sell out.
Ouch.
Oh, that's sad. Ha ha ha.
That sucks. No, that actually does suck.
Apparently the dragon is coloured purple. Blurple. And is Welsh did the same thing. Animal Science TV says, I think that nobody is boring. I think nobody is boring, but I think everyone has boring facts, even if you go to take it down to the level of only having 11 toes.
Only 11?
Yeah. How many have you got?
Jeez, 14.
Fair enough. I thought everyone had 11. Ox says, the most boring thing for me is that I can have a superhero with Dave in a foreign language. Fantastic.
What's weird about it is one foot only has 6.
Nora again says, you tell me, Dave, then we'll both know. Aunt Jer says, shut up, Dave. You don't know how to make tea. I know how to make tea.
Put the water in the microwave.
No, Jenny's about to get kicked off. Crafty.
I don't know. I'm just boring as fuck for the majority of the time. I don't really do anything. I think the most boring fact about me is how lazy I am. Because, I mean, I'm just lazy. I'm lazy. Like, I have a video ready to go for the last 2 days, and I just haven't uploaded it. Not for any good reason, I just haven't.
You see, in our house, the connection is so bad, I have to plan 2 days to upload it.
Yeah, I just haven't done it. Just haven't got round to it.
Coming sometime in the next several weeks, Crafty will have a new video.
Pretty much. I have it done, but I've yet to upload it. Like,
Tobin says, I wear green pants, it's my boring thing. And Antjer says it's interesting.
Here we go with those darn green pants again.
Yes, no. Actually, Stephen Cooper Reason makes a fucking excellent point. The most boring fact is my new fucking job, where I literally just sit on my ass staring at a wall for 8 hours.
What's
No, literally.
What are you doing now?
Huh?
I thought you were in a warehouse.
I am in a warehouse, but right. So I started in one particular warehouse. I moved over to another warehouse, and then a new job came up in what's called overgoods. So it's oversized stuff, and I've been given that, but nobody, because it's a new role in the company, nobody knows what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. So for the last week and a half, literally all I've done is sit in an office and stare at the wall because I don't have permissions to be on the sites that I'm supposed to be in. And the person that's supposed to be training me isn't available till next week. So yeah, my new job is boring as fuck. I wish, but I'm in an office with other people.
The worst thing is I've done contracts like that, where they're paying contractors rates for me to sit there and do nothing because they're not ready.
Yeah, this is exactly what it's like. They don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So they don't know how to train me to do the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing because they don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I'm supposed to be knowing what I'm doing. What the fuck? That's torture, man. It's torture. I was going through 3 cages of stuff a day, processing 3 cages worth of stuff. And now, nothing. Nothing. I'm sat in an office for 8 hours staring at a wall. It sucks.
Think of it as a very annoying free vacation.
Oh, it sucks so bad.
Right. Should we do the last question?
Sure.
Shall we?
Oh, yes.
Aunt Jo says Crafty can make videos of her painting the wall and then watching it dry.
Yep. And it would be just as boring as that job.
You can subject everyone to it. Right. Question 1514. Would you rather replace your ring fingers with rechargeable flashlights or your thumbs with refillable lighters?
Well, I'm a smoker, so I think this is an obvious answer here.
Ring fingers. You need your
ring
thumbs.
fingers. Yeah. I am not going back to being a monkey. I am using my opposable thumbs.
Yeah, if you've got a lighter, you can still have some degree of usage to it.
Can I do like the old British gas adverts? Don't you just love being in control? You know.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. So for my 30th, I've been off cigarettes for a year. By the way, a year and 2 months. But for my 30th birthday, my mom got me this USB lighter. So you can charge it via USB, and then you just like open the top. It's like one of the automatic lighters. You just like open it up and the thing comes on. It's cool. So I don't really need a lighter. Also because I don't smoke anymore. Do
you really need a flashlight?
Yes, always. I'm always getting lost in the dark.
You don't have a phone?
Yeah, with a flashlight. Come on. Then I don't have to root around to try and find my phone because I have a flashlight on my hand. I have a flashlight on my hat.
Right, Julie says thumbs, lighters. Aunt Jo says flashlights would be more useful. Ox says lighters, then I wouldn't have to search one after rolling a fatty. Dan Life says ring fingers. Larry Letts says I quit cigs in 2014, so ring fingers. Julie says well done, Crafty. Dan Life says I use my thumb for my phone. Ox says with lighters I can make a torch to see with.
Right, hold on.
The only downside is I just realised that actually rolling a joint with a lighter for a thumb would be pretty fucking difficult. Having listened to the whole opposable thumbs kind of argument, I may be swung here now.
But here's the thing. Okay, Tusk, you still don't have a dragon. I'm sorry, man. You still don't have a dragon. That's going to start fires for you.
Tusk says flashlights. Imagine picking your nose and turning the lighter on, and then says, plus I have a dragon for starting fires. Chris, Animal Science TV, has super chatted for 125 PHPs. Isn't that job the kind of job you could maybe do? My all-time best idea. You could just not go, they'll keep paying you. If you just stop going, will they notice?
I wish, but they would, because I'm actually in the security area. My boss is now the head of security. and he's the one that like keeps tabs on everyone's hours. So if I didn't clock in, well, I don't clock in, but I have to scan in with my little ID. And if I don't scan in, he's always watching who's scanning in for the. He's an asshole. Like he's awesome, but he's an yeah.
Aunt Jo says flashlights would come in handy searching the bottom of your purse for a lighter.
Aunt Jo understands. She understands.
Ox says it didn't say the lighters weren't flexible.
What lighters are flexible?
Yeah, I can't think of a cigarette lighter off the top of my head that is flexible.
He's thinking of a Zippo, but no.
Zippo, no, Zippo. I mean, Zippo. The only cool thing you can do about it is like the whole kind of thing, which I can kind of do anyway.
How are you going to light the lighter if you don't have your other thumb?
No, you can do it yourself. You would literally be able to do it.
Here's my question.
Your thumb at all.
Here's my question. How the fuck are you going to refill it?
Well, you get the lighter refill like that and go...
Yeah, but usually you do it on the bottom. So is it the bottom of where your thumb should be? Is like a little refill?
And how are you going to hold it without your thumb?
Yeah, see?
I mean, you get a thumb one like that.
No, I mean, if you had the Zippo, technically, I suppose it's possible, but it would be very difficult.
Yeah, but how are you going to hold the lighter fluid without your thumb?
You use your other hand.
You can hold something between.
You gave up both your thumbs for lighters.
Yeah, but you've still got a thumb. Your lighter is there like that.
See, here's the thing. I am never going to. No. I'm never going to get married. I don't wear jewelry. Fuck the ring fingers. If I could have a torch on one hand and a lighter on another, then yeah. But I don't. No, I can't. I just know. What are you doing to that mic?
It doesn't work. You have to bend your thumb.
What are you doing to that mic?
No, you don't.
Can I have like a compromise of a lighter on my ring finger or so?
No.
But I like my ring finger.
Yeah, I use my ring finger and my thumb to write and hold like a chopstick, for example.
That's why it's a difficult choice.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. How can you hold you up? One.
Oh yeah, we can't give up our middle fingers.
You got a torch there instead, so it'd just be like that. Nice long pen torch.
I would definitely choose a torch.
I'd be sort of doing more this kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, that'd be what
then you burn your fucking hand.
But
Tusk says dragons are quite flexible.
How would you know you don't have one?
Tusk, get off of the dragons. Get off the dragons.
Well, the scary thing about having a thumb that can just go off is like on your sleep. You turn it on, you can light your whole place on fire.
And then you got to decide whether to rescue a baby or a pet.
Yeah.
Could you put the flashlight in the thumb and the lighter on the finger?
What? No. That's complete. That's so absurd. I can't believe you come up with something so ridiculous. Harry says it fills with methane from your farts. Aunt Jo says, "Can I boot Tusk?" And the turtle.
No.
Don't indulge Tusk. How do you keep the dragon in your pocket?
Please don't encourage him. He's killing me here.
And Yandiri says, "Flashlight. Don't want an accident."
Exactly.
Ox says, "This is a what-if question, and there is no pre-stipulated rules, so I'll have flexible lighter thumbs. Thank you." Can we swap the flashlight for a flashlight? That's a whole different question and uses much more of your
Can I just point out, I've been on enough of these shows to know that about pre-stipulated rules don't mean shit on this show because Dave changes them as he goes along on anything.
Yeah.
This is why Tusk cannot have a dragon.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm fairly certain the assumption when I said pet is that the animal existed. I don't think that was a rule change.
It kind of was. You didn't exactly say, like, I mean,
your pet. I would. Do I have to say at the start of everything? Your real pet.
Tusk is Scottish.
Are Scots known for having dragons?
They believe in dragons. They believe in dragons. Like the Welsh. They believe in dragons.
We believe in. I was born up there. We believe in dragons.
Right. Answers. Final answers. Jenny.
Well, I want to know if I can have the trade the thumb and the lighter for positions.
No.
So if I get a lighter, it's got to be on my thumb. If I get a lighter, it's got to be on my third.
Yes.
Yeah. Such bullshit.
I love how she answers. It's like as if it's actually going to be a scenario that she's going to have to choose one day.
Right. Well, we never know.
Well, I guess I would. I don't have to do this to both of my ring fingers, right?
Yes, both of them.
Oh.
It's both thumbs or both ring fingers.
Oh. No, I refuse. That's just no. That shouldn't be allowed.
You can't refuse. That's the point of the would you rather questions.
Well, who's doing the implantation? Is it like Bic or Zippo?
You get to choose the lighter.
Okay, then I'd pick a Zippo because I love that sound that they make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd have so half your thumb would be fixed, and half the top half would pop open.
Yeah.
And inside.
Okay, I'll go with the Zippo.
You go with the lighters. Okay. Yeah. Ginny.
Yeah. So again, I guess I have to go with the ring finger because I don't want any accidents like me sleeping and lighting the thumb up to flame the entire house. And I guess I can adjust. I guess I can adjust myself to use other fingers to write in versus the ring finger.
Fair enough. Tusk says, "Could my wedding ring be a dimmer switch for the flashlight?" Sure.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Oh, see now.
You said you're not going to have a wedding ring.
I didn't say it would be awesome for me. I said that would be awesome.
No. Hold on. No. Crafty said she wasn't going to get married. Didn't say anything about having a ring.
Here. Well, I don't actually wear
different.
He explicitly said wedding ring.
You can own a wedding ring and not go to a wedding.
I can go buy a wedding ring right now.
It's not required.
I can still appreciate the idea without needing a wedding ring. Thank you very much.
Right, she said she was going to marry me, and we don't need rings.
Hell yeah!
Fine.
There you go. We just not engaged. You heard it.
Torch or lighters?
Flashlights. Us old world monkeys were meant to have opposable thumbs.
Very good. Tusk says strobing finger lights would be awesome at gigs. Lasers even better. You can point the people and blind fuckers.
Yeah, I would like a laser pointer there. I would like a laser pointer there.
Well, that would have made you change your.
It said flashlight, and flashlight is all it is. In fact, it's not even going to be LED flashlight. It's going to be one of those damn incandescent.
Just don't point the laser at the airplane.
Hey! If you can choose the lighter, we can choose the flashlights.
Fine.
And I want a disco.
You can have an LED flashlight, but you can't have a laser.
There you go.
Jeff.
Even though I'm a smoker and I could see that would probably be beneficial to me, I think, as Johan said, and Crafty kind of both pointed out, opposable thumbs are kind of very, very helpful. So I'm kind of going with the flashlight on this one.
Fair enough. Keelah?
You know it. It's the torch.
It's the torch. Just so you can find the lighter in your bag.
Yes.
What could have been like a spatula on your hands or a hand mixer for your genitals? You know, it's
Wait, what?
a lighter and a flashlight. What a bad choice.
I know, that's the point. Said, can it be flint on one hand and metal? No. Say again, sorry?
I'm just like, I just heard hand mixer for genitals.
I know. Right.
So wait, we are getting the fleshlight then.
Dave, you answered?
Yes.
Okay, check him.
I don't remember him answering.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
I don't remember Dave answering.
Yeah.
I never heard him answer.
Well, Dave.
I will go with the flashlights.
Oh,
Yes.
Awesome.
Team Torch.
Never again says, do we have to plug into recharge? Yes, you do. Right.
USB?
Yes! Right. Does anyone have anything to shill before we run away?
Not massively, no.
Well, I have a video coming out eventually. But on Friday night, 10 p.m. BST, so British Standard Time, I will be doing a talk on Keelah talks on trade unions, specifically looking at what happened with the Amazon workers and whether trade unions are fit for purpose today. The other thing is, Stephen Couple was there in the chat earlier. We have a show every Sunday. This week is on my channel. It's going to be awesome. We have Critical Cripple. We have Dave, and we have Jessica G, the biggest troll imaginable. She's brilliant. So we're going to have a lot of fun on that. There's another thing. Oh yeah, I have gotten people. It's weird, right? I have gotten to 3,900 watch hours. I am 100 watch hours away from being monetized. Woo!
Wow.
So basically,
That would be hilarious.
Go and watch some crafty stuff. Get crafty monetized.
Yes, that would be helpful. It'll happen eventually. I've never been in quite a rush. It'll happen eventually, but it's one of those like milestones. It's just like, holy shit. If you can if you can have a troll, I can have a fucking dragon. No, Tusk. No. She's not my troll. She's the troll of a community, and she's brilliant.
Now he's going to suggest a community dragon.
Can I actually just say I've seen Jessica G in some of the live chats, and she's hilarious.
She is brutal. She's brilliant.
Fucking hilarious. I mean, like, especially if you see her in Team Skeptics chat, it's fucking.
Oh, she's relentless. Actually, talking to Jess, me, Jessica G, and PhD Tony are starting up a new show. Eventually, in the next like 2 weeks, when I get my fiber, and it's going to be looking at Star Wars movies and stuff.
Why?
Reviewing Star Wars because it's fun.
No one wants to watch that. No.
Well, then don't fucking watch it.
You could get
Weirdo.
a Temper Badger as a guest.
Get him for the Disney ones.
Yeah, get Bad-Tempered Badger.
Yeah.
There is no one in our community that knows more about Star Wars than Badger.
Disney.
Manda's quite up there though. Manda is very much up there.
Manda is up there, but I don't think she has the breadth of knowledge that Badger does. Anyone else?
Oh yeah. Female lizards, one vagina.
Excellent.
I think I've only really got my usual things I do, Dave. To be honest, so planned for this week. So
very good. Ginny?
Oh, I just got a few projects I'm still working on, and that's hopefully I get to release them pretty soon.
Jenny needs subs at the moment because most people aren't subscribed to her because most people don't know. So please make sure you do subscribe. The link is in the description. Jenny?
No, thank you.
Let's see. Today's Tuesday, so Wednesday.
Is there actually a movie night?
From noon to whenever, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. On the Purple Rhymes with Orange channel, we'll be doing his daily Mid-America chat show. And then at midnight on Thursday, we'll be doing the Midnight America chat show, where we try to talk about something other than we talked about on Thursday or on Wednesday. And then on Friday, we have movie night. the usual time, 10:30 Eastern. Is it 10:30?
The middle of the fucking night.
No, 11:30 Eastern. I'm sorry. Yes, we are back. We had our first show after the hiatus last week, and it was rather nice. And now that the rest of the crew knows that we're back up and running, we'll probably get more people on the panel and have more fun. So come on and fill up our chat like the old days. And then let's see what else is going on.
Does someone have a fucking mouse running around the back?
No.
That's my daughter.
Okay.
That's your daughter.
She's just playing with her squeaky toy.
You say your daughter. You're
My
sure?
dog.
Oh, your dog.
Yeah, she's.
That makes more sense. I'm like, what is your daughter doing playing with a squeak toy? But okay.
Well, they're both playing with them.
Sorry, Jenny.
No, that's quite right. Saturday, Sunday, got nothing.
Right. I don't know if there's going to be a show next week yet. I don't know anything about the next week yet. I have a new show coming up, but it's probably not going to start for about 3 weeks. I might leak the introduction tune, but it looks quite cool and I'm quite pleased with it. Other than that, I'm going to say thank you to Manda and Esther first, and thank you to Crafty, Uhan, to Ginny, to Jeff, and to Jenny. And thank you to everyone in the chat, and we will see you at the next show. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Oi, oi.